Good evening. Welcome to Fireside Chat with the Bearded Welshman. There's the fire. There's the fireside. Going to be smoking from the General MacArthur pipe tonight. I already have it loaded up and ready to go. Still drinking my coffee. Black, of course. Still finishing off that pot of Guatemala Antigua from St. Thomas Roasters here in the Harrisburg area. So I wanted to do the fireside chat earlier tonight because, one, I have to go to bed because I have to get up at 3 a.m. And two, I know that Four-Eyed Piper is going to be having his drawing for the gall, which is a good one tonight. So let's light them up. Always a good pipe to smoke from. It's MacArthur. Great pipe. Great pipe. I get a good draw. I get a good draw off this pipe. It's been a relaxing evening. I love my Fireside. It's the first time I've had it all day. Been smoking some of the other blends that I've been getting in Yabos and stuff. I was talking earlier about the Sleepy Hollow. Really enjoy that. Really enjoyed that. Stars out. I don't know if we're going to get this thunderstorm they're calling for. We are under tornado watch till 11 p.m. But we get those and nothing ever happens. Hope you all had a good day. I did. Started out foggy. Take the glasses off. Started out foggy. And it ended up being nice. Another warm day. Hoping to get some fishing in this weekend. Usually around this time of year, we would hit the trout streams again because the weather starts cooling off. However, archery season's in. So when you're out in the woods fishing, you have to be very careful. But where I want to go, I don't think we'll see many hunters. One of my favorite creeks to fish is Clark's Creek. It's one of 4, maybe 5 trout streams in the area. It's up near Dauphin, up in the upper part of Dauphin County. Lots of memories. Chair sliding today. We would park in the parking lot. Walk back about a mile. My dad started taking us trout fishing. He wouldn't take us until we were 11. And I have a twin brother and an older brother. And when we turned 11, he took each one of us one-on-one. Taught us how to fish. Got us hip boots, hip waders, and fishing vests. Got our fishing rods. I still have the fishing rod. I still have the reel. And yeah, many trips up to Clark's. We would plan the week out. We would plan a week and ahead, you know. And my dad would build the hype up all week. We're going to go fishing on Saturday morning. We're going to go fishing on Saturday morning. We were like so excited. We couldn't wait till Saturday morning. It was hard to fall asleep on Friday night. And we'd get up before sunup. Dad would wake us up, or my older brother would get us up. Let's go, let's get ready, you know. We had everything ready and laid out and ready to go on Friday night. My mom would pack us lunch the night before. And Dad would get a thermos of coffee ready for us. We'd get loaded in the car and we'd go out to breakfast before we went up. Have a good breakfast. And park the car, get everything on, get our gear on. We'd walk back about a mile up towards Dehart Dam. And my dad always said, we want to walk back and work for our trout. Because not a lot of guys would walk back in. They'd pull along the road, or they'd get out right from the parking lot and fish right there on the spot. We'd walk back and we'd slowly work our way down to the parking lot. And it would take us a good bit of the morning, and probably around noontime or so we get down to the car. And we'd have lunch. But you learn how to read a trout stream. It's helpful for the river too. You learn where the eddies are. Eddies are, the stream is constantly flowing, and an eddy is a pool of water. Kind of just circles. So it's water that flows over a rock that's kind of almost out of the surface of the water. And that water would just, and the trout would sit down in those eddies because it's cool and deep right there. And you cast your line out and you let it float down just below the eddy or just above the eddy, and you let it come back. You let it sit, and we were almost always guaranteed to catch trout. And we learned where the trees overhang, where the bank, how the bank looked, what the water looked like. We always walked in quietly. We didn't get into water unless we had to. And when we did, we walked very gingerly as to not to disturb the fish and scare them off. Trout are smart. It was fun to fish for them because you had to work at it. You worked for your fish. Every stream we went to. One of us would usually go up with my dad. My older brother, he always wanted to be by himself, and he was getting into fly fishing, as the older we got. And my, and the other two of us, we would go with Dad, or we'd find a spot. As we got older, we'd pick a spot and we'd each start there, and it was fun. The adventure in it was going out. It just reminded me of primitive days. You're going out in the middle of the woods and you're fishing for your food. You're hunting for it. And my dad got great satisfaction out of watching. He would watch us fish. He took great satisfaction in it. He loved fishing. My dad was very good at it. He used to say, if we got skunked was you didn't catch anything. And he'd say, hey fellas, we may not have caught anything, but at least we got out. We got to the outdoors. Lots of memories on the trout streams. Lots of childhood memories. Great times. On Powell's Creek, on Clark's Creek. We didn't fish Stony too much. I'm not a big fan of Stony Creek. It's a hard creek to fish. The name Stony, it is a hard creek to fish. But lots of great memories, man. Made them with my dad. I wish I could have been half the dad that he was. I wish I, was afforded the time to be able to take my kids fishing the way my dad did. It was just great times. I miss those days with my dad and my brothers. We were young. We had a lot of fun. Made a lot of memories. When I go up there and I smell those woodsy smells and I hear those sounds, takes me back. to a simpler time in my life. I'm sure my brothers view it similar, but I'm sure they have their own stories. But now when I go back, those sounds, those smells, it's kind of hard to do. It's hard to do. Because I miss those times with my dad and my brothers. But I'll see my dad again someday in heaven. But you have to move on. You've made those memories. They're always going to be here. And they're always going to be here in the heart. And you make those memories and you move on. And you make new memories. And you try to make those memories with your kids, with your friends, with your brothers, with your sisters. And you just enjoy those times. You savor the moments. I can honestly say that I lived in the moment back then. We didn't have cell phones back then. We weren't constantly recording things. We lived in the moment. That lighter shot. We lived in the moment. Yep. Almost got it. Yeah, we didn't. That was the nice thing about not having the technology we have today, because you didn't record it on a digital camera. You didn't record it. You didn't pull your phone out and start recording. Although that's great to have. You recorded it up here. And then you share the stories like I am tonight. There's lots of stories out there. A lot of people have a lot of good stories. My dad was a great man. He was a great father. He was hard when he had to be, but he never was afraid to tell us he loved us. He never was afraid to give us a hug, give us a kiss on the cheek. But memories are a wonderful thing. And we should share them. We should tell the story. You know, there's cultures where they pass the history down by storytelling. It is a lost art. I'd rather tell the story than write it. Try one more time to get this lit, because I got a little bit left. I don't want to smoke it all. Fireside's good. Maybe not, folks. My dad used to write, he wrote daily in a journal, in a notebook. Another lost art. I've got a lot of stories to tell. A lot of stories, and I'm hoping to share more and more with you from my childhood. Hopefully some stories in my days as a first responder. A lot of stories. Thank you for joining me tonight. I really appreciate this time. And I do. And I mean it. I really do. I appreciate being able to share my life with you all on YouTube. It's a good life. It's over like that. I mean, it was yesterday. I was an 11-year-old kid learning how to fish on a trout stream, learning how to walk in the water and not fall into the water. Scared. Because as a kid, that's fast running water. It scares you. Now I look at it and, you know. But I hope you all have a good evening. I'm hoping to be able to stay up for the drawing for Four-Eyed Piper. If not, I'll check it out in the morning. I wish you all the best. May God bless you and keep you through the night. And we'll all meet back tomorrow. Have a good night, my friends. Light 'em up.